What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty here on College Football 26. Today, we have a bowl semifinal, a college football playoff semifinal against the Crimson Tide. Now, this is not the Crimson Tide of yesteryear with Nick Saban and all of the talent that they had. This is an Alabama team that is very far removed from that era. And now they're trying to scratch and claw their way back to that dominance, but we stand in their way, which in our own right, we're trying to claw our way back to dominance because last year, in this very semifinal spot, we lost to Notre Dame. So we've got our own things to prove today that we can actually compete as a dynasty, that last year was a fluke, and that we are the real deal. So there's so many storylines attached to this bowl game, attached to this semifinal game. It's kind of crazy. So if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me get to that mark, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Juice Club. Let's get going with this bowl semifinal because there is so much about this game. We have the college football semifinal, the Peach Bowl against Alabama. If we go over here to the CFP bracket, this is the other two teams that are fighting for it. It is Miami and Auburn. So there's a chance it's an all SEC championship if Auburn wins, but if Miami wins, then obviously not. Our path to get here, we beat Clemson in the first round, obviously, and now we have this game. Alabama's path, they were the 4 seed, they beat Louisville, and now they're here. Auburn's path, they were the 7 seed, beat Washington at home in their home playoff game. Then they went to the Orange Bowl and beat Florida, which is not an easy task. They're the number 2 team in the country, although Florida is looking for a new head coach, so maybe that caused some problems with their team. And then they went on to play, now they're playing Miami. Miami's path, they just had beaten Arizona State in the Cotton Bowl. So that is where all 4 teams are at this point in the dynasty. All 4 teams doing fairly well. If we take a look at season stats for everybody, Bryce Underwood has been very good this year, very efficient. This is one of my more efficient years that I've had as controlling a quarterback. I've been really solid for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because Underwood's stats are so good that it's hard to not be accurate, but he's been very good. 32 touchdowns has been great. Bo Jackson obviously won the Heisman this year, so he's having a phenomenal year. Felix Courtney has been a tremendous running back for us. And remember, next year, he's going to be our starting quarterback. So he will catapult these years and this year of development into what he ends up being for us as a quarterback. I'm very excited to see that. But Bo Jackson has been unreal as the starting running back for us. And then at receiver, I mean, obviously Joseph Villador has been phenomenal. He's been so, so good. Then Devontae Weeks has been a really, really good sophomore. Lincoln Cure's been a fantastic tight end. Jorvonte Springs has had some huge catches. And speaking of huge catches, Ben Reed's made some big catches as a freshman redshirt. But Jorvonte Springs has had some huge catches so far this season. And then defensively, Cortez Boykin's been a great strong safety for us. Once we were able to upgrade his speed, he's been really, really good. Jordan Robinson, obviously one of the fastest players on the team and one of the fastest players on the field at any given time. He's been great. He's always around the football. Okoronkwo, speaking of always around the football, Okoronkwo is always around the football. BJ Earl had a big interception. I think it was in the SEC championship against Georgia. He had a big interception. Obviously, we don't have to talk about how good Joshua Wood is because that just shows up every single time we get on the field. Joshua Wood's been fantastic. Maybe my best recruit, and that's saying something. But there's a chance where Joshua Wood, when his time is done, is the best recruit that I ever personally got, that I ever personally recruited, because he's just been unbelievable. And he leads the team in sacks with 10.5. Then Kiernan, who also has been very good, 7.5 for him. And then a few interceptions for everybody. We don't get that many interceptions, which I wish we had one guy that was like getting a bunch of interceptions, but it doesn't really happen that way for us, which is totally fine. It doesn't have to be. As for career touchdown numbers, I want to see what our career touchdown numbers are for rushing touchdowns. because I'm very curious to see where Bo Jackson would stand. He's not going to be there obviously right now, but so career rushing touchdown number is Marcus Lattimore with 38. Bo Jackson's already got 29, and he's still got one more season after this. So unless he goes to the NFL, I guess that's possible. But there's a chance where Bo Jackson leads the team or leads the career rushing touchdown number. We already broke the receiving record with Nick Harbor, both receiving records. We broke the sack record with Dylan Stewart. The interception one, I don't know if it's going to happen. We'd have to have somebody just absolutely ball out. Receptions, I think, could happen if I just spam the ball to somebody every once in a while. And then career rushing yards. Career passing yards is going to be difficult. It'd have to be somebody that starts as a freshman, doesn't get replaced, and I'm actually like really good with them. So that's gonna be a tough combination to find. But the rushing yards, like what was it, 5,200 yards? Where's Bo at right now in terms of career yards? He is at 2,000, or no, that's Underwood. He's at 1,900. So Bo's got not a lot of hope to pass the career rushing yards record. That's going to be pretty tricky there. But for 13,000 yards career for Bryce Underwood, actually that might break the record. Would that not count? Because I guess his career's not over, so it's not registered yet. But that should count, right? 13,000 yards is more than 9,000 yards. So when our season is over and when Bryce Underwood goes to the NFL, he will presumably be the new career passing yard leader at South Carolina. I would assume that's how that's going to work. I don't know. Where is Joseph Vildor when it comes to receptions in a career? He's at 43, so he's got no chance of getting it because he's a sophomore redshirt. Unless I just have a 100 catch season for him, which is possible. I mean, look at Tyroop. He's got 104 catches, so I guess it's possible for him to have a 100 catch season, but it's going to be tricky for him. And as for our trophy room, we got a lot of trophies. We got a lot of trophies as I'm trying to connect to the internet, apparently. I guess I lost connection. I don't know. We got a lot of trophies. We've won basically every single award you can win individually. We don't have all of them, but we've won most of them. We've got a Heisman Trophy, or that we already had a couple of those. We got a Bronco Nagurski. We've got a Bolitnikov. We've got a Doak Walker. We've got a Outland Trophy. I don't think we have a Remington. We have a Chuck Bednarik. We have an Edge Rusher of the Year. We have a Broyles Award, a Lombardi, Bronco, Edge Rusher, Chuck Bednarik, Walter Camp, Maxwell. Yeah, we don't have a Remington, and we don't have a Returner of the Year. If we go over here to award winners, so we have the Maxwell, which we're gonna win again with Bo Jackson apparently. Or did we already won that? My bad. The awards already came out. Walter Camp, we have that. The Bear Bryant Coach of the Year award, we don't have that yet. Mr. Juice has been neglected. They're going to give it to Toledo's head coach. All right, whatever. We have the Davey O'Brien, right? Did I say that? No, I don't think I said the Davey O'Brien. Did I say the Davey O'Brien? I don't know. We have the Chuck Bednarik. We have the Bronco. We don't have the Jim Thorpe. We don't have a DB that's been that good, surprisingly. We have a Doak Walker. We have a Bolitnikov, which Otis Major won it this year. Good for him. I hope he's in the transfer portal because I really want to get him back. What a full circle moment that would be. We have a Lombardi. We don't have a Johnny Unitas Golden Arm. Bryce Underwood was our eligible guy for it, but he got sixth. So it's going to be a while before if we ever get a chance for a Johnny Unitas Golden Arm, because we have to have a senior quarterback. We have a defensive. No, wait, no. Did we get defensive end? I know we had Edge of the Year. That's not the same thing, is it? I don't know. Whatever it is. We don't have an. Did I say Allen? I didn't say Remington. Is that not a Remington? Is that not the Remington Award? No, that's the best offensive lineman. Remington's just center, I'm pretty sure. But I'm pretty sure we have that. John Mackey, we just won it. We have a Broyles Award. We have a Dick Butkus. There's the Remington. Okay, I thought it was just center. So we don't have a Remington Award just yet. We don't have a Lou Groza. I don't think we'll ever get a Lou Groza. I'm just not that good of a kicker. We certainly don't have a Ray Guy. Maybe I'll have to have one season where I just punt the ball out of the stadium every single time to try to win a Ray Guy award, just to collect all the awards. And then Jet Award for the best kick returner or best special teams guy. Felix Coney finished 7th. It's going to be pretty tricky to get that one. And then the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year. This one would have been fun to have with somebody. I don't know if we'll get that. I forgot that was even in the game. We might get that maybe next year. Who knows? But enough reminiscing and talking about what we don't have and have. Let's talk about something that we want, and that is a semifinal playoff victory against Alabama. We have the team, we have the horses to win this race. We just got to go out there and execute. It's time for the Peach Bowl, Alabama and South Carolina, a classic SEC matchup between two dynasties of college football. And yes, I think we can put ourselves in that dynasty conversation. I mean, we are 4 years deep. We've won 2 national titles and played in a semifinal last year. So I think it's safe to say that this is a dynasty of some sorts. At least it's becoming a dynasty. If we win a championship this year, that's 3 out of 4. That's a dynasty. That will solidify it. So I guess the pressure is on for us to win this game and then go to the national championship and win that as well against either Auburn or Miami. And I can't seem to tackle, apparently. Did I forget to tackle? It's a one-play touchdown. Do I not know how to work with my hands anymore? What just happened? It wasn't even a good pass. It was just a wide receiver screen. It was like a little bubble. And all of a sudden, I missed the first tackle. He kind of like bumped off of it. And then the next one, I just completely whiff. And then everybody else, I wasn't going to be able to catch him because it was defensive linemen running after him. That is maybe the worst way you could start a college football semifinal game, especially of this magnitude when we're trying to prove something to everybody and to ourselves that we are not the frauds that showed up last year. And that's not a good way to go about starting that. So let's try to play a little bit better on defense. But we haven't seen what our offense looks like. So let's get out here on offense and improve something, although gaining nothing on the first play is not a good start. Okay, Alabama could be the real deal this year. They have one loss. I'm not sure who that one loss is because we didn't play them this year, so it might be Georgia. I guess it could be Florida. I'm not sure who it is, but this is a great start on offense. Joseph Vildor, he's so good. Joseph Vildor, I'm not even joking, is the greatest portal addition I've ever had. That's not hyperbole. That's not exaggeration. He's legitimately the greatest portal transfer I've ever gotten, and that includes Bo Jackson, who won the Heisman this year. And that goes across both games, 25 and 26. Joseph Vildor is the greatest portal transfer I have ever acquired since college football has been back in video game form, in this modern look. Oh, they bid on it. They bid on the read option for Bo Jackson, and Underwood's able to get a few yards off of it. I think I screwed that. I went the wrong hole, but still, he bid on it, and it worked. To an extent. And again, I wish that EA Sports would be able to figure this out. They have the other semifinal game going at the same time. Can we not do that, please? Because that's not what happens. I talk about this every single time I'm in a semifinal game because I have to talk. It's such an annoying thing that I have to talk about every time. As Bo Jackson scores his 30th touchdown of the year, by the way. I have to talk about it because there's legitimately no world where the two semifinal games would ever be played at the exact same time. They would be going on at the exact same time. One, that's just stupid. You split your audience. And two, it's stupid. You split your audience. It's the same thing. Like the biggest reason you wouldn't do it is because you split your audience. You make them choose instead of watching one game, getting the max amount of eyes on one game, and then watching the second game, getting the max amount of eyes on the second game. That's what TV is all about. Getting the most amount of eyes watching your product. And I know that EA Sports is not about TV stuff because TV doesn't exist in this video game universe. I understand all this. But if you want your game to quote unquote be realistic, then you should think about that stuff. And you should think about the coding for when your games play. How if you get to a semifinal college football playoff game, there's zero chance the coding should ever say, yeah, we're going to play both games at the exact same time. So on the bottom ticker, you should just see like coming up or something, whatever they say on upcoming game. It shouldn't say 11:30 to go in the first quarter, because the game should not be played right now. It should be played either before our game or after our game. Whatever, doesn't matter which way it goes. Just where it just be one game at a time in this moment. And that's something that they should have figured out, because that's something that is very important in the real world college football. But I get it. It's EA Sports. They don't care about that kind of stuff. I understand. So it's not going to change. I'm just old man yelling at the clouds. But whatever. We held Alabama to a punt, which is pretty good, because I thought they were going to get a first down there. I really did. I thought that tight end was going to break all those tackles and get the first down. But thankfully he did not. And we are back to running the ball on offense. Bo Jackson scoring the touchdown last drive. He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good on that drive. And he's going to look good on this drive too, because he's the Heisman Trophy winner. And off to Bo Jackson. I didn't win that tackle battle. I thought I was going to, as Caden Jones, I think was his name, goes down with some sort of lower back injury. Maybe it's hip bursitis. I know it's not lower back, but still, that's usually what it is in these games. 3rd and 2 is a big third down. This is a really, really big third down. I think that's open enough. And it's not open. Well, it was open, but the ball was thrown so poorly, and Bo Jackson was coming back for it. Did a defensive end, did an edge rusher just do the belt celebration, the seatbelt celebration on me? That's crazy. The disrespect about that's crazy. Lincoln Cure is going to get the first down. That was a very risky play call. I'm glad it worked for me. I'm glad it worked. Oh, you're going to press up? Now, they do have 2 safeties, and I'm assuming both those safeties are going to follow. But Bo Jackson doesn't care about the safeties except for when they come up and hit him. Let me hit a little stick and nod here. And they're going to press again. They got a star corner out on Joseph Vildor. He does have that ability that, oh, like that, you see, that makes him win very consistently on those press plays where the corner is pressing up on the line. And he won that very, very efficiently. But unfortunately, the safety tracked with him and didn't let him take it all the way to the house. But he's going to get the ball on this play because he's the jet sweep recipient. And he is breaking tackles. Thought he was going to go down, but he wanted to stay up and fight a little bit extra. You don't usually see a screen pass with some motion to start, but I like it. Guess you got to throw off the scent that we're throwing a screen. And get that out to Bo. The blocking, I think I threw the ball before the blocking even registered that they needed to get out for a screen, so that didn't really work too well. But you know what? He got a couple yards out of it. And they are playing really aggressive on the line. These Alabama corners are up on the line almost every play. I can't outrun this guy. I got to throw it. That's a pick. Oh, it's not a pick. Wow, I had to throw that because I was going to rush or like run out of the pocket, but the guy disengaged from his block and obviously covered me from that. So, and I had no other choice. I was going to throw I guess I could have thrown it away. That would have guaranteed the field goal and not a risk of interception, but luckily it didn't happen. I was hoping that maybe I should have jump balled or high pointed it. Maybe that would have been more successful. I don't know. I always forget about high pointing until after the play, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I should have done that. Well, it's too late now, Juice. I got to start thinking about high points in those situations. Look at Joshua Wood. Even if he doesn't get the sack, what a play from Solomon Coles there. Great coverage. We're playing Keelan Russell, by the way, if you're curious on who the quarterback was for Alabama. Wasn't he at Baylor this year? Oh! What the fuck? Are you joking? What do I have to do to sack the quarterback? I literally ran into him. If you showed somebody this image, and you told them that this didn't end up in a sack, they would be flabbergasted. How does this not end in a sack? What happened? I pressed square. Trust me, I was pressing square to dive on the tackle, He just didn't do it. And then Russell just rolls away. I don't understand what happened there. How does this right here not result in a sack? This doesn't compute in my brain. How this does not end in a sack. I don't understand it.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Sometimes with this game, man, I'm shocked. I shouldn't be shocked because I've pretty much seen everything, but sometimes it confuses me. I didn't even switch on to that one. I didn't want to even have a chance to screw it up. Because maybe it was me. Maybe it was because I was the user and it didn't register my square. I don't know. My dive, I wasn't even gonna risk it that second time, so I wasn't gonna switch on. Wilbur back to return. He's been a solid punt returner. Nothing special, but I mean, punts are very hard to return in these games, so I'm not expecting him to be anything special. Which is why I doubt that we're going to get a Returner of the Year award at some point in this series. It'd be really cool if we could, but I don't know if we will. 102 passing yards for Alabama because obviously that first play that they scored the touchdown on was a pass, and it went like 70 yards or whatever it did. Very annoying. Still not happy. Still not over that. Oh, look at the blocking for Felix Coatney. Our future quarterback is looking real good. I wonder what would happen if that ended up being like a real scenario in real life college football. If you had a quarterback on your roster for a couple of years, you recruited him as a quarterback, he stayed loyal and stayed around because there was always that promise that he was going to be the next in line. And then surprisingly, because I didn't think Bryce Underwood was coming back this year, he chose to come back. So then we had a log jam. It was supposed to be Coatney, but obviously I can't bench Bryce Underwood when he's a senior and he's got all the ratings he has. So we made the decision. We called up Coatney and we told him, you're going to play running back this year. He's probably like, what? And we were like, yeah, it's just for a season. You're going to get some reps. That way you can get on the field in the big games and have that experience. And then you're going to next year, once Underwood leaves, be the starting quarterback. Which, as of right now, is the plan. Now, things could change. Plans change. If something happens in the portal, that could always be a possibility. But as of right now, oh, look at the block. Joseph Vildor. Have my children. Oh, my God. The blocking was... Put that in wherever you put that. Wherever you put fine art. The Louvre? I don't know. Put that wherever you need to put it. Because he blocked his first initial guy... Then he went to the second level and blocked the guy, the safety, that had a chance at the tackle. Oh, mama. Now you see why he's the greatest transfer portal player I've ever got. Because he's so effing good. And all of a sudden, we lead 17-7. Couple of punts by Alabama has allowed us to maybe start to pull away slightly. Hand out to the running back. This is the really first time we've seen the running back for Alabama. And he gets a big first down. I don't know who it is. It's Kevin Riley. Thanks for telling me. It's Kevin Riley. I'm not familiar with who that is. He must be some sort of like freshman or sophomore on a team. That name doesn't ring a bell right now. They're going to go to him back-to-back plays, but this time Okoronkwo was there. He didn't bring him to either. Cortez Boykins. God, sometimes these tackles, I just hate them. Absolutely hate them. This Alabama team's got a lot of stars. Every wide receiver has a star underneath their name. I just noticed that. That's kind of crazy. Oh, he's wide open. He's absolutely cooking David Bussey. And yes, I know it's Busey. But for me, it's Bussey, because that's funnier. But number 4, whoever that was, absolutely destroyed him in coverage. There was no chance. He was like 3 yards away from my corner, or my coverage. Oh, this is not good. This Kevin Riley dude's really fast. He's twitchy. It's hard to I hate twitchy running backs, because at least when I'm going against them, because it's just so hard to figure out which way they're going to go, and I'm already not good at figuring that out. And then when I have to try to go against somebody who's like moving around the field like that, it's so hard to cover for me. This is an insane quarterback run. He stayed in bounds. He avoided the big hit from Bussey. Keelan Russell is making a name for himself here on this drive, as Miami leads 7-0 in the second quarter against Auburn. They go out, and that's a big tackle. Force him out of bounds. Second and goal from the 1. And here's where we have the stand. Here's where we have the goal line stand, everybody. Get in there. Shove it down the throat. Blow it up. Somebody blow it up. Somebody blow it up. It's a touchdown, Alabama. The 2 touchdowns that Alabama have scored have been the most frustrating, unbelievable ways. You're telling me we have 4 guys explode through the hole at the same time and none of them can just touch the running back? He just kind of like patiently waits for his hole to open. And then obviously the screen, the bubble screen that happened. We don't even need to talk about that. We know how absurd that was. All right, whatever. Our lead dissipates to just 3, but that is not bad because our offense has looked fairly good. So let's get it going. Auburn did tie it up. They scored a touchdown. It is all tied at 7. And look at the blocking. And Bo Jackson, if he can get the edge, throw a stiff arm. Actually, it was a spin move almost. I didn't press spin. He just kind of, that's the way that he moved off the tackle. We've reached the 2-minute warning. It is time for action. We need to score, and we've got to score. Handoff, Coatney. The blocking is perfect. Felix with a juke. Doesn't successfully hit the juke, but he does get a lot of yards after or before the juke. Let's go with a shallow cross. Coatney's got platinum winning time. I don't know if that affects as a running back, more so as a quarterback, but he's got it. Oh, look at Devontae Weeks. That's a touchdown, baby. The former #1 player in high school a couple of years ago with a huge underneath route and takes it to the house. He's got too much speed. He doesn't even have that much speed, but he had too much speed for that corner. He's probably got... Does he have low 90s speed? He probably has low 90s speed. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I don't remember exactly. But he's another one of those guys that committed to... Was it Florida that he committed to? But then they didn't have a scholarship on him, but he still committed there. And then when we loaded up for the preseason, he was just on our roster. Very strange. I hate that that's a thing. Like, if he's gonna just be on our roster, then just have him commit to us. Why'd you have to have him commit to Florida? Make me think that we lost him, and then all of a sudden I load up the preseason roster and he's right there, right in my face. If he wasn't gonna stay on, if he was always gonna be on my team, then just have him commit. Why do you have to have him not commit and then show up later? That just makes no sense. It makes the storyline that he went to Florida as a walk-on because he didn't have a scholarship. He decided that walk-on wasn't for him because he's the #1 player in the class. Why would he be a walk-on? And then Joshua with the huge sack, by the way. And then he decommits from Florida, leaves Florida. I guess he doesn't even decommit. He leaves Florida and heads to the team that offered him a scholarship and that was treated him well. Very strange storyline, but that's what you get with EA Sports. As Joshua Wood makes another big play. He had the sack, and then he has the huge tackle for loss right there. Instead of Alabama looking like they were going to get a field goal, they are back to the 3rd and 21. And Russell's scrambling again. We're able to hold the running back and deny them possible field goal range. And we're going to call our first timeout because we got a 10-point lead and around 40 seconds. Now, we're going to have like 34 seconds, 33 seconds by the time this punt is done. But this gives us a chance to put even more points on the board before the half. And that's going to get a generous bounce. I thought it was going to stop at the 1 or the half-inch line even. That would have been devastating. All right, so they're going to place back, so they're going to give us the middle of the field. We can work with that. All we really need to go for is field goal range, if you think about it. And here's Bryce Underwood. We're going to slide down there. We only get inches. That's brutal. I was hoping I could slide for a first down, but apparently I don't know how to do that. So we waste time running to the line. We call the exact same play. And we wait for the tight end to get open. It's the down... that was the right throw. That was the right throw, but I didn't put enough on it. Didn't put enough on it. Should probably focus on getting the first down here. Another slide down. I'll call my second timeout. 11 seconds. 1 timeout. We have probably 2 plays to get in a field goal range here, if I had to guess. One of these probably has to be to the sideline. Like this. A little Dravante Springs first down and get to the sideline. 5 seconds is really tough. 30 or a 63-yard field goal is not really what I'm wanting. I'm thinking we try to make that a little bit closer. Just a little check down or something. Get the ball out. Just dive down. Call the timeout. We made it a little bit closer, and we kind of centered it up. 63 is a lot less makeable than a 58. Now, I don't think I'm going to make a 58-yarder, but at least I can attempt. I don't think Gabe Battle can hit a 60-plus. I don't think I can hit a 60-plus. I don't even think I can hit a 58. I'm going to try it, though. Here we go. Nope, I don't think that's good. Oh, actually, maybe. No, it's short. I didn't put enough power on it. I didn't want to go too hard. I hate myself. I didn't want to go too hard on it because I didn't want to overshoot the arrow and then it's just all wobbly and it's a guaranteed miss. So I let up a little bit too soon in that I think I could have made it too. I think Gay Battle had the leg if I would have just put more power in the arrow. So that one's on me. I should have made that. That one's on me. I let up on the power too soon. But that's okay. We still up 24-14. If we didn't get the football back to start the second half, I would have been a little bit more upset. I am still upset, but now that we get the football back, we can drain a little bit of clock, and we can kind of go to work here against Bama. A little play action across the middle of the field. Set your feet and throw. That's Vildor, and because he had to jump and get it, because the ball was a little bit high in the air, he gets hit on the tackle and drops it. I was just trying to go for a secure catch, but that ball apparently was too high, and he had to jump for it. Bo Jackson gets a couple. That's not ideal. Not ideal. Do we think Lincoln Cure just takes off here? He doesn't have a lot of speed. Oh, speaking of taking off, Vildor took off. That's a massive first down for us. Good job, Joseph. Good job, Joseph. First and 10, handoff to Coatney, and he will get 4. Good job. It is still 7-7 in the other bowl game. What is that? Is that the Cotton Bowl? I forget what it is. The other bowl game, the other semifinal playoff game. Oh, I chose the wrong hole. I thought that was the better. I honestly thought that was the better option. Sometimes, man, I hate myself. Oh, Miami took the lead. It's 14-7 Miami. They're late into the first half right now. We'll see what ends up happening with that. If we're able to hold on for this victory, there's a chance we play Miami next episode. There's a chance that we play Miami. I would probably prefer that because do we really want to see an SEC championship in the national championship? Probably not. We want to get some new faces in here. Let's see some Miami action. And I don't think Miami or Auburn were in the national title last year against Notre Dame. I don't remember. I think Notre Dame won it. We'll have to check when we get to the end of the season for the season recap. I can't remember if Notre Dame went on to win the championship last year or not. I don't remember who they played. I don't know. We'll take a look at it when we're done with this season, but hopefully that's when we are holding up another national title, not when we are not when we're moving to the offseason without a championship. But we've taken away basically the entire third quarter. We're going to motion Vildor and then fake the handoff. That was supposed to be to... Was that... Underwood scores. Was that play not designed to hand off to Bo Jackson? Was it an option? I thought it was going to be a Bo Jackson handoff. What was the play? Oh, it's a Jet QB counter. I completely misread that. I thought it said Jet running back counter. That is my fault. Oh, I mean, it works, so it's not really my fault, but it's my fault for misreading that. I thought that said Jet running back counter, not Jet quarterback counter. I probably wouldn't have ran it if it said Jet quarterback, or if I knew it said Jet quarterback counter. But you know what? It worked. He scored a touchdown. It not only caught me off guard, the guy who called the play, or I guess the offensive coordinator called the play, but it also caught the defense off guard. So we lead 31-14 with only the fourth quarter remaining. It is not looking good for Alabama here in the college semis. They're going to go to the flat. He's going to get it. That's kind of a late hit, but they're obviously not calling those in these games. That only gets them a yard. Keelan Russell, you're going to have to put on some magic here if you want to get back in this game. You're down multiple touchdowns, and you're going to take a nasty sack. He got scrunched. That is a rough sack from Kylan Basley there. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Exactly what we needed. It is 3rd and 14. It's obvious 4-down territory, so this is just a formality here to tackle him and stop him for 4th down. And as we go to the 4th, it's... Whoa! I know you're down 31-14. You gotta go for this. You're down 31-14 with your season on the line. You're in your own territory. I get the situation. Okay, they are going to go for it. I was going to say, you got to go for this. I know you're the situation that you're in your own territory. You're down by a bunch, and you're on 4th and long. They tried to go for it, but Solomon Coles breaks it up. You had to go for that. I know it puts you in a bad spot now on defense because we are, 22 yards away from a touchdown? But You had to do that to keep your season alive and to show that you still have a little bit of fight left, that you're not just fully tapping out. You had to go for that. That was just a guarantee. It just sucks that that's the play that you chose because that was not the right play call. Can I get that to Lincoln Cure? That's a long throw. Think about having to throw that ball as far as he did. That's a long throw to get it to Lincoln Cure, but it works. It gets us a bunch of yards and it gets us to the 7. Coatney comes in. Maybe he can punch it in here, and he will not be able to because the offensive line forgot to block. At least one guy did. But you know what? That might be a good thing because that runs more time off the clock. So 21-14, Miami leads again. I think Miami's led like 3 times now. The Auburn always seems to tie it up, which, I mean, they're in the semifinal. They should be competitive. 3rd and goal. I shouldn't have handed that off to Bo Jackson. That's my fault. That was the wrong play decision. You know what? That's not my fault. That's the play caller's fault. That's the offensive coordinator's fault. Screw him. Which I think it's, isn't it Timmy Chang is our offensive coordinator? I'm pretty sure it is. As Vildor will score the touchdown, and we will pretty much ice this game away. It is 38-14 with 15 to go in the game. You're down multiple scores to a team as dominant as we are. I don't think Alabama is going to be singing national championship tunes this season. They will kneel it down. Our defensive line has just been getting massive pressure these past couple of drives, and that's really changed this game. That's really changed the game. Oh, 21-17, so Auburn couldn't score a touchdown. They got a field goal out of it, though. That makes it a little bit more enticing as we get to the 4th quarter in that one. We most likely will play Miami next episode in the Natty. Which, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Miami's a pretty good team, but we might be better. We might be better. 3rd and 3. Keelan Russell, what's he got up his sleeve here? Is he going to scramble? That'd be a good idea. And he is going to... Oh, I thought he was going to scramble. He's going to find his open man. It's number 4. As Joshua Wood picks up an injury. Please let that just be bruised ribs. Marquell Cone. I don't know how to say that name. Whatever. He's pretty good. He's got a star underneath his name, so he's obviously fairly good. Oh, Keelan's going to get away from Enrique Kiernan, and he slides down like the beta that he is. And it is just bruised ribs. So, thankfully, Joshua will be back fairly soon. Or maybe, do you know what, Joshua? We don't need you the rest of the game. Just take the rest off. Just take the rest of the night off. Somebody go and grab his helmet. Just take the rest of the night off. We don't need you. We're totally fine. Garrison Barr, he's the one who apparently took the first touchdown to the house because he got 100 yards. Russell, he's going to go for it all, and it's incomplete. Keelan Russell and his receivers just have not been on the same page most of this game. They have not been able to figure out what to do against this vaunted South Carolina defense as Enrique Kiernan fights through basically 2 blockers at the same time. He was double-teamed there at the end to get to the quarterback. Sacking him for, what did that say, the 4th time? 3rd time? Whatever it was. 3rd and 16. 3 minutes to go in the game. 3 minutes to go in Alabama's season. And we almost had another sack. They get it away to the tight end. He fights through some tackles. Gets down. Keelan Russell's holding his head like, what happened? And it's going for it on 4th down and 7. This is the obvious right move. I mean, well, it's not the right move, but it's what you have to do. And that's going to be caught. Absolute insanity. How did he hold on to that? I hit him immediately. JoJo Stone with hands of stone. Well, I guess hands of steel, maybe. You know what I'm saying. What a catch. Strong hands. He should not have caught that. That's a great route from the tight end there. And Alabama's going to put up points. Caleb Edwards with a really good route. But they're putting in these points a little bit too late as Tommy Berlin forces Keelan Russell to roll out of the pocket, and he's going to find his man. Some of these catches, dude, or some of these throws that the quarterback made, I don't even understand it, dude. How are these getting completed? Tommy Wood misses the sack. Shocker there, I know. And then he catches that pass? Seriously? All right, the 2-point conversion goes down. It's 38-20. We lead by 18 points. They're going to go onside kicks, so we got to get in that coverage. That's going to be in the air. Please grab it. Wilbur, don't do that. All right, that should be the ball game. I know they have 3 timeouts, but down 18, would they call timeouts? Hopefully not. Just let me run this game down. Just concede defeat, please. Bo Jackson will get it to the 2 minutes. And then on the other side of the 2 minute, I guess is when we find out if they'll call timeouts. I mean, it's a good sign that they didn't call any timeout before the 2 minute. So that's making me think that they're not going to. It's still 21-17. 3rd and 10, although they might not need to because we might not get the first down here. 2 runs and we haven't been able to get a single yard. Are you kidding me? Oh, I have absolutely no idea where to throw this ball. I chose Ben Reed. He's made some big catches this year. I didn't know where to throw that football, if I'm being totally honest with you. I don't think anybody was open. And yeah, we're going to go for it because I want to end this game. If I find the ball right there, it's not going to be over. All right, well, it is over. It's not like they can win on this touchdown, so. I was hoping that we get a first down and end the game just right there on that drive, but it was not to be. We have to go one more defensive drive, one more chance of interceptions and injuries and all kinds of crazy stuff could happen. And now they're going to call timeouts because they think for some reason they have a chance. Down 18 with a minute to go, the math ain't mathing. They're going to try another screen. It bounces off of somebody's head. I don't know if it was my head or the offensive line's head. But Keelan did not put enough sauce on it. He's not the sauce bouse. A little RPO action to Cone, and Cone will get the first down. He'll make to the 39. A minute to go even on the clock. Let's not do anything too crazy here, boys. Let's just concede defeat and go. Let's go home. You got to get to the offseason. You got to finish your recruiting. You got guys to recruit. You got to go make some visits. Get on that plane and go make some visits. You can't be focusing on the national championship. That's too much for you. You got too much on your plate already. Oh, he almost caught that off his own deflection. That would have been kind of crazy. That would have been kind of crazy. But 52 seconds, 3rd and 2, or 3rd and 10, 1 timeout remaining for Bama. Get to him, get to him, get to him, get to him, get to him. Almost got to him. Intercept that pass, please. Okay, a knockdown is fine by me, I guess. Even though I'm surprised it didn't get caught. And the final play, hopefully, in this game for Alabama is going to be... Oh, you got to be kidding me. Stop it. Why can I never play well as the corner? It's just one thing after another with this stupid game. You're telling me that he's going to bring that in with that tight of coverage? And of course they spike it because they think for some reason they have a chance. You're down 18. 35 seconds. You don't have a chance. Spiking does nothing for you. Except for keeping me in this game way too long. They call their final timeout. You have 31 seconds. You're down multiple scores. You can't win. It's not possible. Even if you get this back, even if you score this touchdown, which is a very big if you score this touchdown, and miraculously you get the onside kick, and then you score again, you just will not have enough time. That's not even going to be enough points. So why are you trying so hard? It's going to be a touchdown. Because of course it is. They're trying to make this game look more like a close game than it actually was. We all know the real story. We dominated for most of this game. You're not even going to have enough points to... If you get this onside kickback, which I doubt you will, but there's a chance. If you get this onside kickback and score again, you're just not going to have enough time. And Wilbur will end the game, thankfully. Oh my god. Sometimes the CPU just doesn't make any sense. They have zero clock management awareness and for like most of the game, but then all of a sudden you're down multiple touchdowns and then, oh, we got to go, 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 go. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. But we win the game and we will move on to the national championship. We have avenged that loss from last year. Unfortunately, it wasn't against Notre Dame, but we avenged that loss from last year in the semifinal. We got that monkey off our back, and now we can go reclaim our throne as national champions. We win the semifinal game. We add a Peach Bowl trophy to our trophy cabinet, which I think we already had one. But anyway, we add one to our trophy cabinet. And let's go find out if we're playing Miami or not, because they were leading with 4 minutes to go in the game last time we checked. And it will be against the U. Okay. we have our national championship set for next episode. It'll be Miami versus South Kakalaki. Any big staff moves? Billy Napier, we saw went to Texas. I forgot about that for a second. Billy Napier, that's why Florida's job was open. And Florida's OC job is open because their offensive coordinator went to go coach Florida State. James Anderson's going to coach the defense for Oregon. Barry Odom got fired at USC. He took over for Lincoln Riley a couple years ago, I think. Hector Luna's going to coach Nebraska, which I'm pretty sure that's Bill Belichick's quote unquote replacement or whatever. So he's there. John Summerall's coaching. Oh, so John Summerall's the one who filled the job at Florida. Okay. So he leaves Tulane to go coach Florida. Very interesting. All right. Some notable names moving around. But there's only one name we care about, and that is Coach Juice. Mr. Juice is ready to add a third national title to his trophy case and solidify himself as the best coach in college football. Maybe ever. I don't know. We're too early to tell that. But that'll be in the next episode. If you went on to enjoy this one, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.